third time of this series in particular. It's going to be RA still on that blue side, FPX still on that red side. We're going to have the typical bans coming across. FPX are actually going to opt into banning the Thresh this time around. The Volley Bear as well, tried and true. RA banned away the Nocturne and the Akali, and waiting on the final bans of the first phase as Varus is the final one for RA.
It feels so weird that they ban out the Thresh when they were just the ones who picked it up, right? They're banning out themselves. I guess they did ban it in game one, to be fair.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly
Yeah, right?
what you're talking about, Lyric.
Yep, exactly. You know, they're not just trying to prevent Shani from asking for the champion he wants to play, as RA take away the Viego, so keeping it the same as last time around. FPX now, no Thresh on the board.
Wow.
Instantly going towards the Kai'Sa. We know LWX is a big Kai'Sa player, but this is completely out of left field for what is traditional right now on 11.13, locking the Xin Zhao right alongside with it.
I do like the Xin Zhao, at least, picked up for FPX and Tien. I feel like it's a perfect pick for the way that FPX want to play around the jungle. But yeah, as you said, kind of interested in what the rest of the composition is going to fit for that Kai'Sa. The Kog'Maw gets locked in. We just got an update saying that it's iBoy's birthday. Well, what better birthday present for an ADC than a Kog'Maw Lulu bot lane?
And it's his first time bringing it out so far this split, so iBoy wanting to be someone to step up, maybe not having a lot of fear into FPX's composition with the fact that both Nocturne and Akali are taken off the table. I feel like we started seeing Kog'Maw Lulu struggle in LPL after being banned the first 2 weeks outright, when teams would just pick the Akali, the Nocturne, the Rumble, these sort of picks into it that can blow it up before the Lulu Ultimate and Lulu Shields can come out, and don't have a hard time of closing distance. They're either assassins who can very easily get on top of Kog'Maw, or they're like the Rumble as well back then, where you drop the equalizer from a whole screen away. So without those sort of things to worry about, maybe RA feeling a lot more comfortable just bringing out the spot lane.
I'm sorry to distract for one more moment. I got to give an actual happy birthday to iBoy. Not just gloss over the fact that it's his birthday and he gets Kog'Maw Lulu, but happy birthday to iBoy, being able to have some pretty crazy performance on his birthday here as well. Maybe looking to take that into game number 3 as we're halfway through picks and bans. Yes.
If you're wishing for a happy birthday for iBoy, does that mean you want the days of the FPX players to be bad? Because if iBoy's birthday is good, that means he wins.
You're putting words in my mouth, all right? Just because I said one side of it doesn't mean I mean the other side of it either. All right, Lyric?
Oh my God, I'm a Twitter person. I'm a Twitter casual.
Oh no,
what am I doing?
What do we do?
I'm being a Redditor.
Oh no.
But you know, Mazel, draft is happening.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to lead us, but not Reddit and Twitter. We have Nidalee and Diana banned away by FPX as Karma finally gets banned away by RA, and we're waiting on the last ban. It's actually going to be Doinby's Galio.
And a little bit surprised to see the Diana and Nidalee bans coming out against RA. I think RA's comp definitely makes more sense with if they wanted to bring out something like a Trundle again to go into the Xin Zhao, have a bit of peel in a sense with the pillar to set up for the Kog'Maw, and then just put all your resources into playing for iBoy. We're gonna see the takeaway come out from RA as well. They are going to pick up the Orianna. It's something Doinby knows quite well. Put a lot of time and effort into practicing and playing this champion in the LPL and in solo queue in 2020. He has pulled it out once so far in their last series against LGD. He didn't die, so he still has a perfect KDA on the champion, and RA bringing out the Trundle that we expected.
And a little bit of a chance to show up Fofo after that great performance on the Orianna last game. I do like the Trundle lock-in for RA. I would even like this even more if we do get the Sylas. Be the first time we've gotten a Sylas of the night, mostly banned away, and it does get locked in for RA. A very nice piece to be picked up here. A lot of versatility in that pick. And now you get the counter pick for FPX. You get the final pick of this series. And it looks like it's going to be a solo lane grab up for Nuggery as well.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he just decides to lock this one in. I'll be honest, I think I like RA's comp quite a bit more than what FPX have, just because is thematically more, has more synergy thematically. There we go. That sentence makes sense.
You know, I was hoping you were going to go more better, but you know.
Oh, God. They have a bunch of champions that are able to play around and peel for this Kog'Maw. You have Sylas, who I think is incredibly strong. Now, not really any amazing ultimates to take away. I mean, the Nautilus one definitely is going to be the standout for Fofo to find that impact. I like Lilian's pick. We've seen how it can kind of dissuade the Xin Zhao earlier on. You have the stats to steal away from the Nautilus as well. You have a lot of immobile champions, which is something Nautilus is good into. And then you got Reset City. So there's like a lot of decent things on the side of RA, to where for FPX, you have comfort picks coming out, right? We have the Kaisa, which I don't think really makes sense in the context of the rest of the comp, where you have a Jason and Orianna, but yeah, it is comfort all across the board for the side of FPX, maybe barring Tien on the Xin Zhao, and we're going to get to see how they perform this time around, especially if Duinby's able to get the pressure in this mid lane matchup where he's on the Orianna this time around. He has the Xin Zhao, so really strong dueling jungle. Gonna be phenomenal to like allow Tien to be able to do as he pleases and set up for a much better early game than FPX got in game 2.
Tien and Nuguri definitely the sword for FPX in this third game, whereas the insurance policy across the rest of the map is where things could shine later on. I'm really looking for FPX to get involved as a group once we get to that mid game, you know, 15-20 minute mark or so. Let's see, if that's where they really shine. Across the other side, though, you do have a lot of scaling through that Kog'Maw, Lulu. You do have a lot of strength in skirmishing as well. I feel like the early butting heads of these junglers and the tie-ins of the solo lanes is where we're really going to have the bread and butter.
Yep, going to have the bread and butter. Gonna be interesting to see, but still, I think I'm more interested in seeing how Rare Adam execute on this composition.
Oh my God, that's amazing! I love it.
You know, speaking of that Nuguri picture, shout out to Munchables, because, you know, he told me that this matchup is, you know, the Raccoon, which obviously Nuguri versus Budget Zoom, so even got some rhyming power there, which, to be fair to Q, I want to point this out, this is my own opinion, I don't think Budget Zoom is an insult by any means. I think Budget Zoom is actually quite a compliment. I think a lot of people would do well to be Budget Zoom, but
yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. But as we do get on to the Rift, we do have the Sylas versus Orianna matchup, something where, I mean, traditionally a lot of people favor the Orianna into this matchup quite heavily. Then we saw an LPL last split that a lot of people felt fine taking the Sylas into it. I still feel like an isolated 1v1, Orianna does quite well in the matchup. That's why we see the fleet footwork coming out from Fofo. And the Shockwave isn't really even that incredible to take for the Sylas, right? You have to take it, abscond abducting the fight, and then try and find an amazing Shockwave, so typically not going to get multi-man, but Fofo still shouldn't fall too far behind.
Yeah, it's hopefully, at least at this point, with the way that this series has gone, I want to see a slaughter fest at like 40 minutes. We're just getting neck and neck team fights, ADCs popping off, just maybe because I'm an ADC main, but on the just wanting to see the full fruition of what this series can give us, right? We've seen one dominating game from FPX. We've seen a pretty dominant performance from Rare Adam. Now this is where everything comes to a head. This is where everything is laid on the line, at least for this series in particular. And I want to zoom back out and look at what we've talked a lot about and where we've put a lot of the focus. This mid lane showdown is huge. It's now a Sylas versus an Orianna. A lot of potential to come out of that mid lane, but it's also evolved to where we've seen a lot of focus to Luyen and Tien. And towards this bot lane even, we've seen fighting across the board, and it's just where things kind of, the dominoes fall, if you will, early on for both of these teams.
Yeah, we haven't seen the same amount of just, I'd say, 1v9 performances needing to come out from the mid laners. Like, sure, Fofo especially, right, getting MVP last game, performing extraordinarily well, doing mean game 1, picking the facilitating role, but exactly, hasn't had to be the same. And even this game, I'm kind of looking at the junglers as well and how they can impact these matchups, because I think for RA, as Silas and Trundle, you have a very easy time of trying to blow Doinby's flash, right? You drop the Trundle pillar, Abscond Abduct comes out, Doinby will need to flash. That's all you need in that matchup to try to alleviate some of the pressure coming out. And then we could see that Loyen does want to play more around bottom side because he does have iBoy on the Kog'Maw. You don't really need to look for ganks or anything, as long as he does have that vision down to protect them from any ganks, because you do have an Enchanter support, so you are a lot more fragile of a bot lane to something like a Dredge line coming out and then Tien being able to follow up. So I think for RA, that's the plan I'd like to see. Put some attention around mid, try and get Doinby's flash to ease Fofo's suffering in melee versus range matchup, and then start playing around that bottom side.
Chun-Yi already getting out. Oh, top lane. Nuggery almost gets taken out on the return by Cube, but very, very heavy trades. Flash burned by Cube as well. So at least there's something going FPX's way early on.
Yeah, FPX, I mean, Nuggery stepping up big, especially this was another thing we were looking out for today, where he gets subbed out, doesn't perform the best up against BLG, comes in, I'd say has had a bit of hit or miss between game 1 and game 2, and then coming in, doing a really good job against Cube in that early exchange. Again, sadly, not really getting to highlight too much on though the wave states and the trade coming out from the top side, but you got both summoners. You're gonna be able to keep pushing in, but oh, we have a big brawl, looks like, in the mid lane.
Oh, it's so close to being set up here. Chun-Yi on the roam yet again. Just trying to get involved with the rest of the team. Tien was up here as well, just trying to clear out some of his side of the jungle, but we'll find Luyen. Let's have the triple knockup available. The slow coming as well. Tien moving forward. The ball support is there. Is first blood gonna go? Shoot! No, it's actually to Doinby. And Fofo might be on the back end of the trade, but actually gets away with a beautifully timed flash over the wall. But it's still first blood to FPX.
Seeing the impact coming out from Chun-Yi's Nautilus coming out. We know engage supports, tank supports, a lot more impactful when they make these roams. Hung finally deciding he needs to make his way over with the action coming out. Fofo, though.
Nice moves from Doinby, and that's the follow-up. That's the double. They do get one in return, but that's 3 kills for FPX.
And now we're starting to see the super carry Doinby coming out. This is the performance we've been waiting for. Taking advantage of the over-aggression coming out from Rare Adam, sure. But overall, Doinby's the one who finds the play. We're gonna see how this happens once again. Goes for the Q, Fofo steals away the Shockwave himself, loses the Abscond Abduct, uses a Shockwave. Looks like Fofo didn't even use his until the very end to pick up the last kill, but still. Doinby able to get it, and now going to be sitting on the Oblivion Orb, has tier 2 boots as well. That's going to be really massive. And now we're going to get to see how much work Doinby can do in this matchup where he's 800 gold up.
Hey, I was saying he wants a little revenge against Fofo's Orianna from last game where he had such a good performance. He's setting up just nicely here already in the early points of this third game. Got to keep the pressure up, got to keep that momentum going, and especially the combination of that mid and jungle, especially when you have the combination that is the Shockwave with the Xin Zhao. You will see the aggression continuing to be put on by Tien as he goes for an invade. And across the map, I was looking to see if maybe Chun-Yi was going to try to get back on the roam timer, but the pressure down bot lane is a little too heavy. Now we do have the roam timer top, though. The FPX were looking to potentially go for a dive on a cube, not going to find the timing on it.
I also like how what FPX did, at the same time they were coordinating their invade top side, they had LWX and Chun-Yi walk over to Gromp, take that away, check blue, and like they were expecting Loyen to make that play, right? As, oh, it doesn't look like he's going to
really
be caught.
nice.
Oh, he actually gets away. I'm surprised.
That was really cheeky there. I like it. The mechanics are at least there for Luyen, but yeah, not going to be able to find the catch out. Meanwhile, iBoy able to secure a decent amount of plate gold down there for the Kog'Maw. Tien makes the move onto the Rift Herald.
And this has been pretty much a defining factor of the series, right? We have not seen a lot of head-to-head fights in the early game. It's pretty much has consistently been trades and cross-map plays coming out from both teams in the series. And we've been defined by later dragon fights, that come around the 15 to 20 minute mark. So A bit sad to see. LWX.
He had to flash.
Isn't going to go
so
down.
close. iBoy almost going down himself. What is up with the turret aggro in this third game? It is just dropping health bars as we see Tien finally securing that Rift Herald. Maybe actually looking to just take it straight mid. Fofo in some trouble under tower. I would expect to wait a little bit longer for that to come down. Doinby in some trouble now, though. Might be looking to get over the wall. Doesn't have it. And the Crescent Guard comes out from Fofo. Tien all by his lonesome now in a 1v3. And he gets taken down as well. We're right back in it. A double kill for Luyen.
And I mean, we saw Doinby just getting caught off guard by Fofo looking for the all-in and Luyen coming from behind. On the opposite end, though, Cube coming to guarantee those kills can happen is in a losing position so as to give over some CS and just lose more damage on his turret. I feel like for Cube's situation, he's like been losing and going to be losing regardless, so just trying to find a way to be involved on the map and help guarantee some of these kills go down as Fofo's roaming over.
He's baiting Nuggery in. That's his idea now. You just get Fofo the gold on the Silas. But we're going to see a bit of the pro view action from Fofo's point of view here when they caught out Doinby.
Yeah, it goes in. Has the W come in to get in range to get the abscond abduct. Goes out, Luyen secures that first kill. Then with Cube coming in, sadly for Cube, actually, he didn't even get an assist on that second kill either. So just kind of wasting time and losing CS and EXP for no reason. But still giving his teammates some moral support to help and make sure they get the kills. And then this is what we were highlighting earlier, is that even when plays are coming out on the opposite side of the map, LWX and Shani making sure they don't fall too far behind and stopping Luyen from being able to come in, counter jungle, steal away these camps, and get an EXP lead for himself. So LWX, despite being down quite a bit of gold from plates, not really too far behind in terms of the CS.
We're seeing the big focuses, at least for both these teams, coming out and playing out on the mini-map here. We're seeing very much so. It's like ships passing in the night. You're getting occasional fights. You're getting 6 kills across 11 minutes or so, but it's both teams focusing different places, right? You're getting a lot of top lane, top side focus from FPX TN consistently going up that way as they found advantage for Nuggery, and then on the opposite side trying to get this bot lane, trying to get this mid lane ahead. Now we're getting the fighting coming in. Luyen already took a fight, but he might have gone a little bit too far. Wild Growth has to come out. The depth charge also used by Fofo. Accelerated Shock Blast, not going to find the kill, but FPX find the advantage in the fight.
Still not able to turn into anything. Maybe they could try to turn it into a kill on iBoy. He is flash and heal up, so looks like he'll be fine, but you're not in a position to take any turrets. Dragon's not up. Mazan, I'm just ready for some game breaking action. I'm ready for some action like game 2, where we knew at the 10-minute mark, like 99.9999% how the game was going to end up. We just kind of gave, FPX the good vibes of like, hey, we'll give you that 0.1% that you can pull it back.
This time around, very much a different story. I feel like you still do have a pretty hefty lead, at least for what we've had has happened so far on the Rift. To be 2.5k in the lead for FPX is pretty nice, and that's all through solo lane advantages, and especially that top lane, mostly that top lane, if you will.
Oh, wow.
And so that's where the big focus has come from FPX. That's why we've seen Tien consistently visiting that top side of the map.
I mean, right, he got 5 plates all to himself. The 30 CS lead, definitely impressive, but 5 plates all by himself, going to be able to help steal away jungle camps in the meantime. Probably going to give this one to Doinby, as we do see here. And now they're going to be able to just keep invading on Luyen, forcing him off this.
The Crescent Guard is there. It's actually going to be used by Fofo, but Luyen is already dead. FPX find another kill. They'll go up at 4-3 now over RA.
Solo lane gap is what we wanted to see from either of these teams. Whichever team was going to win today, I think we were looking at solo lanes and how they would be able to influence the matchup. Nuggery in game 2, I think, had a solid performance overall, but this time around coming in, being such a huge force and giving FPX the pressure and the priority to play this domineering style. We've already hit on Doinby, and now this is going to be an easy dragon for the side of FunPlus Phoenix.
will be their first dragon of the game picked up here for themselves. Still 30 seconds for plates. I was going to see if LWX wanted to continue to press up there, but probably a good idea to go ahead and back off, reset for FPX, and look towards the next objectives. Look towards that map control, as we've seen Nuggery just consistently at least taking the side lanes, taking this top lane, keeping up like that 30-40 CS differential over Cube.
And I'm also looking at the opposite side of the map, though, right? Because iBoy does have a bit of a CS lead over LWX. And this also brings us back to a point in draft of, like, kind of questioning the Kai'Sa pick. And we know why they picked Kai'Sa, right? It's LWX's most comfortable champion. It's his best champion. It's just something they want to get him onto where he can perform well. But we're even in a situation where it doesn't matter how LWX really performs. If Nuggery,
they have
Shuni, nice hook.
Yeah, they've been able to catch out Luyan. He was so close to finishing his back. That just feels so bad.
And now for FPX, they're going to start being able to push into the enemy jungle, get some deep vision down, and then you're enabling Nuggery to take these bottom side turrets. You can see Tien playing around him right now. Shuni's the one getting down the deep vision, and this should at least be a tier 1 turret. You'll probably be even able to get some damage down onto the tier 2, and you know, you could threaten Fofo more. Rift Herald is up. My guess is RA should be the team to look for that one, as both Cube and iBoy are making their way over now, and we're going to keep having these cross-map plays continue.
And there's been an explosion in the gold difference, and it's not even off of kills, right? Like, you're now almost 5,000 gold in the lead for FPX, and it's because, you know, mid lane has exploded now in a CS differential for DoinB, and now you're still getting the explosion from Nuggery. You're starting to catch back up in other avenues as well, and with this passive gold lead that's developed, it's really hard for RA to take fights into this, and especially moments like this where you're just not expecting it.
Right, it's one of those things where Shuni probably was definitely not in vision of Luyan. Most of that time flashes it immediately and goes for the hook, and by the time any response can come out, it's pretty much too late. So overall, nice play coming out from this rookie support who was just part of the FunPlus organization. RA still going to be the ones to find tempo to look for this Herald play. Cube is sitting in base because he has TP.
Oh, he's over the wall. As we do see, it is secured by Luyan, but the fight afterwards, Wild Growth already used, but he might be going down. No, he's still alive. No, he finally dies. LWX in the backline goes down as well. And now you've got resets coming out. Heartbreaker doing some work. As Cube is still alive. Can't find the last one, but they will take down everybody but Nuggery. You see a soul, you take a soul, and RA take the fight.
And Cube was the one who fell behind. Cube was the one getting abused in the laning phase, but he found the resets. He specifically got on top of Tien at first to be able to chain that into a magnificent team fight victory. Hung in iBoy as well, kiting out the fight. And still a goal. Oh, Jesus,
that's the unofficial
Nuggery.
Ace. Unofficial
Getting
ace right
destroyed. Yup, iBoy and Hung picking it up. Not going to be able to turn it into anything with the mid lane turret, but still getting some of that gold lead back. FPX still going to be the ones who lead in terms of gold, but at least closing it out a little bit for RA. It's going to feel good, and I think we saw a lot of the strengths of RA's team composition in that fight compared to what we know of what FPX has.
It's just crazy to me to see this back and forth going this way in FPX when we seemingly talk about leads, advantages, team fight potentials for them and the way that they've been able to play. You get it responded to immediately. This was RA taking the fight over the Rift Herald, getting all the pieces they wanted and moving forward after the craziness that was the beginning of that fight.
Yeah, and we see the heal coming out to keep him alive. I think the important thing is that Tien did go down. The Trundle ultimate doing so much work, and Cube able to find the resets off the back of that. Sure, Nuggery finds Fofo, but then Cube able to get a good Heartbreaker reset and take Fofo out of the fight. Nuggery having to flash over the wall, and that just cements it to where you're able to finish the rest of the fight as the Viego. Nuggery just catching the wave too far forward. I mean,
the Gale
Kog'Maw
Force,
has the Gale
man.
Force, able to hit the ultimate as well numerous times. And
wait, they
we
had
come
exactly
back
the
out
same
of the
amount of
replay.
damage done. They had exactly
and FPX might be able to get an
38-13.
inhib off this.
I can't believe it. I know I'm looking at damage numbers being the same. That's just craziness. But FPX have found the inhib tower and have also found Cube. Oh my God,
And
they
I don't know how
also
that
kill
happens.
iBoy. Can they just snowball this? They have also minions in the mid lane. They've got to be careful though, as they have a big minion wave pushing top as well against them. Dragon is on the board. This is second dragon of the game for FPX as they started up.
I'm surprised that FPX don't want to all in for the bottom lane inhibitor. I don't know if it goes back to the logic of, you know, if they take bottom lane inhibitor, it just gives the side of RA like guaranteed gold, right? Because the wave will always push into them. That there's no way for them to prevent that. But at the same time, I feel like opening that up, especially this time around 19 minutes where Baron will come up soon, could have been decent for them. Instead, just gonna back off. They're gonna take the Infernal Drake, start making their way towards topside, get the deep vision down in the enemy jungle, and luckily for them, even with Cube having one nice fight, still being someone they can catch off guard. And I think Lil Yen, I mean, you can even see it from the KDA, has been the player that has been very easy for FPX to abuse.
Yeah, it's just hard to get away once you're inside the fight as a Trundle, unless you have the cooldowns necessary, the angle necessary as well. But it's just crazy to me that we were having this discussion over and over again where it's like, RA, oh my God, you take these fights, oh my goodness, you can actually do this. And then FPX are like, we'll take some of that gold back, we'll take this lead back, we'll take that inhib tower down in bot lane as well. And it's just the give and take that we've seen all series long.
Now the give and take, just kind of the stylistic mismatch of Rare, Adam, and FPX. Two teams we've seen play together before. They did play against each other in spring playoffs after RA did take down Invictus Gaming. Will be an interesting matchup if we see it once again in summer, as both teams already posturing to take the fight. FPX doing a nice job of controlling vision. Cube did just answer side wave on top, so you're going to expect Nuggery to go back to the top wave, push that one out, go back to river, and you can look to try and bring RA into a disadvantageous position once again. No dragging up for a few minutes, but FPX have always been a team that have been a little bit more, feisty, have had a little bit more oomph to look for these fights, as Tien just living close to the edge.
He definitely is. Oh my goodness.
Big damage.
It's an accelerated shock blast to the face, taking a ton of damage off that one. And now the dance is around this Baron lyric, as both teams positioning around it, trying to get the vision down. But now FPX have the priority over the pit here. They're actually over in RA's jungle, just trying to get some of that vision pressed up a little bit more and get these lanes pushing.
Yeah, still just defaulting back to setup. The push and pull is still coming in. They have wave stacking in bottom side as well, so that's being pinged out right now. The side of RA is going to have to answer that at some point, but fullbacks coming out, probably sitting on a little bit of gold themselves, and RA just aren't taking the bait, right? RA have been sitting in mid. They haven't been walking deep into the enemy jungle. They've only really walked into shallow places. Like right now, we can see Lil Yen farming wolves. But FPX is going to continuously default to this play. I feel like for FPX, though, you're not going to be able to force RA out until you actually do commit to the Baron.
Yeah, I feel like there's that teetering on a knife's edge here, where it's like, if you full commit, it can go one of two ways. You bait yourself into a position that's just not very good, or you force them into a position that they're not comfortable in. As we do see, there's pings already coming down. Baron is started by FPX as they're off to the races. Baron already about quarter down. This is a moment changer for both these teams. Shunyi is the first one to get caught here. You got the TP now coming in, but the Baron's already gone. Now FPX, do they want to dip or do they want to fight? As they will actually opt into the fight. They've already lost one. The reset's there, but Cube goes down right afterwards. You've got to focus iBoy. Fofo gets almost obliterated by Doinby. There's the accelerated shock blast and huge damage from the members of FPX as the health bars are just gone for Rare Adam.
And Nuggery and Doonby are the ones stepping up. Bofo's gonna try and get away. It's LWX and TN, the ones this time trying to find these kills. Doonby's coming from base, though. There is nowhere for him to go.
Too good. LWX knows the distance, knows the damage. Can they follow it up? Doonby gets the kill. By the way, I know it's a full ace for FPX. Did you see that damage coming out for Doonby? Like, I want to see a damage graph from that because the dude is melting people's faces.
Yeah, we're gonna see here. It starts off with Shunny getting picked off, is able to try to turn it around, but we're gonna see on the opposite side where you're talking about Doonby dishing out a ton of damage. LWX having a respectable damage number right now as well.
Look at that.
Pretty much everyone on the side of FPX, because then we see here Accelerate Shock Blast, bam, Lo Yen getting sniped down by Nuggery. Just one QW combo, bringing iBoy from 100% HP to like 20% HP. And then back on the Rift, FPX are pushing in. Dragon
Look
is
at that
live.
damage.
This should be a
Look
free
at that
Dragon
damage.
for FPX.
Oh my
Mazel,
god.
is it surprising?
I mean,
this
it's
man
not surprising.
has
I
been
just
having
wanted to
a
see the
renaissance.
facts. I wanted to make
You
sure
just wanted
that
the
like
facts.
I wasn't seeing things. It was factual. It happened. You see the damage numbers right there, the damage percentages across your screen, and that will just be Dragon Soul point secured by FPX.
Yeah, and now they're going to be able to push into the base. They do have those Baroned Up minions. We can keep seeing Nuggery just throw out that poke. Doonby here as well.
Oh my
Holy!
god! Doonby just ended the game! That shockwave is it! You're dashed mentally after that game, and after that one play from the mid lane show-making king of FPX, Doonby and the rest of the Phoenix squad will be able to take this series out. The RA are just out of it here as 5 members strong of FPX barrel down on their base. They'll lose one. LWX doesn't need to be there to crack the champagne because FPX take the series.
I can't believe that game just ended. We came out of nowhere. We came out of a replay.
Look at
They're
that
posturing
smile.
Aggressively. They're sieging down RA's base. And then out of nowhere, RA decides, let's go for it. And man, that shockwave from Doonby was just so clean. It was beautiful to set up for that ending. And this was a very back and forth series. This is definitely one of the ones you are excited to see in a best of 5 format. We've seen it before, but seeing it again would definitely be fun.